Unusual one in that the public hearing was in 2010. So David, have you got a map to show us so we know where this is?
Please, looking for the map. I wanted to ask what substantially approved means. It's on page 101 at the top. I don't know why the word substantially is in there, and
Yes.
I don't get it.
Steve?
I think that was maybe substantially wasn't quite the right word chosen, but I have that as a recommendation to delete, as well as the final subject to final review by staff and legal counsel, because we have done that review. The solicitor has recommended a couple of minor wording changes just around the timing of delivery of the park dedication. So just for the background of the board, I believe this rezoning process started in 2008, 2009, that time period, and went to public hearing and third reading around 2010. And there was a condition around dedication of parkland in conjunction with the rezoning. It was actually structured as something of an amenity zoning where the developer agreed to provide 2 hectares or 5 acres of land for park in addition to land that would normally be provided as part of the subdivision process, park dedication. The applicant, because of the downturn in the economy around that time, basically suspended his work on the project and just recently came back to staff to reinitiate and reactivate the file. So what we have done is we have worked out the covenant that was subject to, which is one of the preconditions to final adoption, was registration of a covenant, and that's what we essentially have before us today, is this covenant, which sets out and formalizes the agreement that was made previously.
So your suggestion in the recommendation is to delete the word substantially in number 2. What else were you wanting to delete?
Subject to final review by staff and legal counsel. As Chris Murdy did have a chance to review this and has suggested some changes. We have run those changes by the proponent and they're in agreement with the changes.
And so the actual wording would come to the board when this comes? Because we don't have that.
No, I can, if I can distribute it. I was kind of reluctant to be adding more paper today. It's come in late. If the board wishes to see the actual wording, yes, I can.
Director Noor, how do you feel?
Well, we have another planning before Christmas.
We should
Yes, we do.
have a planning meeting before Christmas. So Director Noor would like to defer this to the planning committee meeting in December and have the actual wording for that meeting.
Okay.
Seconded by Director Turnbull. Okay.
I was hoping that we'd see more about the park, and I was wanting to know that park staff have been involved with this, and what I've noted is that we seem to have quite a number of obligations related to parks, and I wanted to make sure that Director Noor was, involved in this. He knows, and that it doesn't say what obligations we may be taking on. That's the thing.
So you would like some information from for that December meeting from comments from the Parks Department?
I would, and look, where it is and how it's going to benefit the citizens of Woodbay.
Okay, so that's added to the resolution, Director Noor. Is that okay? So it's been moved and seconded. Director Moore, were you just seconding or did you? Yeah. Okay, all in favor as amended? Carried. David?
Sorry if I may, Chair. We just had some information on a previous item passed on to us to have a look at, and we missed the discussion of the request.
The request, it was to defer to December, and in addition to having the actual wording of the covenant as amended by legal, to have comments from the Parks Department about this park dedication.
Yeah, I just need to make sure that we're not straying into a situation where we're adding new information after a public hearing. I'm pretty sure we would have consulted Parks before we move forward on the bylaw, but we'll look at that and make sure we don't bring any new information forward. Yeah.
Okay? Director Noor?
Will the proponent have a meeting, or will you be contacting them to make sure they understand why it's been delayed again?
It's been delayed because we didn't have the form of covenant in time for our agenda distribution.
Yeah, but I just want to make sure.
Oh yes, we'll be in discussion.
So so that's done. We voted on it. Just this material that was just provided, the islands do pay into regional planning.